I made a video a couple weeks back about Revomon, and in that video particularly I was a little harsh on saying that it was a proof of concept and there wasn't a lot of content there, but as I began playing it more and I dove deeper and deeper into the Revomon community, I learned that there's actually a lot more to do in Revomon than I had originally thought. So today's video is going to be kind of 5 tips that I have for you as Revomon is gaining popularity and they just released update 1.5. I'm going to give you guys the 5 tips that Revomon doesn't necessarily come right out and tell you about, but I think will help increase your enjoyment of this really bizarre cryptocurrency virtual reality Pokemon games. And you're going to come out here and you're going to go through the tutorial. Pick your starter, and then the game just kind of throws you into it to kind of figure out for yourself. So the first tip that I have for you is going to be to kill absolutely everything or farm every single Revomon that you possibly can in order to gain in-game currency in your game wallet. As you see here, once you've gained, I would say, about 1,000 to 2,000 in-game currency, I would go to the market here and I would go minimum level of around level 40 search, and I would search for a very cheap Revomon. Here's one here for 1,679. That is an Altoise, the big turtle guy. Sometimes you can get lucky. You can find them for 1,000. But I would pick one of these up, 1,500. And that's going to help you get past your first roadblock, which is going to be Route 1. So a lot of new players will just farm and farm and farm and farm here, and that's completely okay to do. But if you're trying to get into the further zones where you can make more money and you can level up faster, you want to get past that first roadblock. My second tip, which seems kind of self-explanatory, but in order to make the most money that you possibly can, I would recommend fighting every trainer, not trying to skip any trainers on the routes, and fight as many Revomon as you possibly can. So pretty easy, kind of self-explanatory. Step number 2. Tip number 3 actually involves this little guy right here. We're going to go ahead and grab him real fast. So this is Echo Mouse, and he's particularly interesting to fight because he gets you double experience. So when you're fighting him, you will get 13 experience, as you see there, versus if I fought just a regular random Revomon, such as this one, you'll see I only got 5 experience. So Echo Mouse is a great way to quickly level up your Revomon. Not getting into EVs in this video, or EV training, but if you're just trying to get high-level Revomon very quickly, Echo Mouse is going to be the #1 way to level up your Revomon very, very quickly. And they spawn pretty regularly in all of the zones, so they are well worth grabbing. Next tip for you is going to be kind of, if you've ever played a Pokemon game before and you're trying to level up a Revomon, you can actually use the first party team trick. So you'll take the Revomon that you're trying to level, in this case it's going to be our Gorax, set him to first in the party. So when you get into a battle with a trainer or you get into a Revomon battle, he is your first that comes out in the party, and then you swap him to another stronger Revomon who's obviously going to take an attack, and then you finish the battle with your high-level Revomon, kills it, and as you see in the log, the Gorax got some of that shared experience. So in this low-level zone, this isn't nearly as important, but when you get into like the 4th city where your Revomon are in the 40s, level 40s, this becomes a much more valuable tool for quickly leveling up Revomon that you capture. So we are in the higher level zone for my final tip in the headset. And then I have one more tip for you that we will talk about outside of the headset. So we are in City 4 here. Let me readjust. And for my final tip, it's basically a Revomon that you capture that is above its evolution level will evolve basically the very first battle that you put it into. Go ahead and jump out of the headset, and we're going to talk about the last tip that I have for you, which is going to cover kind of the NFT side of it. All right, so in my final tip, Revomon 1.5 update that just recently launched introduced something that we've never had to do or had to purchase before in order to mint our NFTs. Prior to that, we always just had to pay for the gas fees and then mint our NFT, but they recently introduced a R3V up, which looks like this. And that essentially is a paywall in order to actually use the NFT or the cryptocurrency side of Revomon. This is not really a tip as much as this actually, I feel like, has upset a lot of people in the Revomon community, myself included, that asking $50 US for a NFT that allows you to create and sell your NFTs is kind of a hard thing to drive right now, especially with the recent crypto bubble that we just kind of plummeted it into. So if you want to get into Revomon for the NFT side of things and not for just playing the game because you get enjoyment out of the game, keep in mind that you are going to have to buy this in-game Revomon in order to actually mint your NFTs and then sell them. The devs have said that down the road, this pet will be required to also breed your Revomon. So breeding is going to be also locked behind this paywall. So let me know your thoughts on R3V up in the comment section down below, or if I missed anything in this video that you would like me to cover. Also remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all on the next video.